Welcome to another episode of Air Traffic Out of Control, the podcast bringing you the best, most interesting, and most outrageous air traffic control recordings, right from the tower to your ears. I'm your host, Amy Tango Charlie. In this episode, Beech-95 was taking a flight near Pacific Grove, California, and due to poor weather, the plane goes down and crashes into a lake, causing all 3 people aboard to be fatally injured. Let's listen in.
This is the NTSB preliminary report on the accident occurred near Pacific Grove, California on July 26, 2025, involving a Beech Baron B-55 November 87906 Romeo. On July 26, 2025, about 22:37 Pacific Daylight Time, a Beech B-55 Baron November 87976 Romeo was substantially damaged when he was involved in an accident near Pacific Grove, California. The pilots and 2 passengers were fatally injured. Review of recorded radio communications from the Northern California Terminal Radar Approach Control, or NORCL TRACON, revealed that the pilot requested flight following to Monterey Regional Airport after departure from San Carlos Airport. The controller provided a transponder code and advised the pilot to remain outside of the San Francisco Class Bravo airspace, to which the pilot acknowledged. The recordings depicted that the pilot had 3 frequency changes spanning the following 32 minutes. About 17 minutes after the pilot had obtained flight following, the controller obtained a pilot report, or a PIREP, from an airplane landing at Monterey and inquired the pilot if copied the PIREP, which the pilot acknowledged.
Romeo, understand Monterey has got low weather, your attention.
The pilot then informed the controller he had obtained the current weather for Monterey and requested the ILS 10 right approach. Subsequently, the pilot was cleared to Monterey via the ILS 10 right approach. During the approach, the controller saw the airplane had descended below the minimum vectoring altitude and inquired the pilot as to whether he was going around. The pilot replied yes, he was going around, and requested vectors back to CBED, the ILS initial approach fix. The controller issued instructions for the pilot to turn to a westerly heading and climb to 3,000 feet, which the pilot acknowledged. Shortly after, the controller issued low-altitude alerts for the accident airplane, and despite multiple attempts, no further radio communication was heard from the pilot. Recorded ADS-B data provided by the Federal Aviation Administration showed that the airplane departed from San Carlos runway 30 at 22:11 and 3 seconds and made a climbing left turn toward the south before it leveled off at 5,500 feet above mean sea level. The data showed that at 22:30 and 1 second, the airplane began a descent to an altitude of 2,400 feet. At 22:33:42 seconds, the airplane made a left turn to an easterly heading and descended to an altitude of about 1,600 feet. At 22:36, the airplane initiated a left descending turn. The data showed that the airplane continued in the descending left turn until ADS-B contact was lost over the Pacific Ocean at 22:37 and 11 seconds. At an altitude of 200 feet MSL, about 50 feet south of the accident site as seen in Figure 1. Witnesses near the accident reported hearing an airplane overflying their residence several times. One witness also reported hearing erratic engine noises and a low-flying airplane in a level left turn over their residence. The witness stated that the airplane turned to the north and entered a nose-down attitude until it descended out of the visual range, followed by a loud impact sound. At 22:54, recorded weather at Monterey was wind from 280 degrees at 6 knots, visibility of 10 static miles, ceiling overcast at 900 feet, temperature of 59 degrees Fahrenheit, dew point 55 degrees Fahrenheit, altimeter 29.99 inches of mercury. Remarks included an automatic station with a precipitation sensor and a ceiling height that varied from 600 and 1,000 feet. The wreckage was located about 300 feet from the shoreline, submerged in the water at a depth of about 10 to 15 feet. The airplane was recovered to a secure location for further examination.
That's all for this episode of Air Traffic Out of Control. Remember, if you love the show, please tell a friend and be sure to follow or subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, X, so you don't miss any of our updates. There's a link in the show notes. Thanks for joining us on board today. Until next time.